before in history? Did we have to fight with our own country for the security of our own country? The Kate Daly Show starts now.
What if the Constitution no longer applied? What if the government could write any law, regulate any behavior, and tax any event? What if you could love your country but hate what the government has done to it? What if Jefferson was right? What if that government is best which governs least? What if freedom's greatest hour of danger is now?
All right, welcome. Kate Daly Show at your service. Milty's out today. And I have, in the next hour, I have Mel Madison coming on. And you and I are going to have a conversation about a couple of things that are going on right now. So I can't wait to get into this today. By the way, Trevor Loudon on Friday. And he was the one that nailed way ahead of time that Kamala would be their pick to get into the White House, at least as VP. And all of us laughed. We all just went, no way, because her own party hated her. She got less than 1% from her own people. Okay. And anyway, so he's going to come back on Friday. He's got a new book out about her, actually, about Hormala. And we'll be chatting on Friday about that. Also, well, there's a couple of places I want to go in this hour, and I do want your feedback. So I'm going to give out the number. Are you guys ready for this? Okay. You can actually text yourself the number. You can write it down somewhere, but here it is. It is 888-673-1450. 888-673-1450. And I really want to hear from you. I really do. Now, we know the DNC is going on. It's a total crap show. The stuff they're saying is so beyond hypocritical. I wish there was a word for it. I mean, it's almost like you can't understand or believe that they are going to these lengths by saying that Donald Trump will weaponize the FBI. I don't know what they're smoking at the DNC. I really don't. I don't know what they're smoking. But anyway, they're smoking something, especially Hormala. And there's a lot of press about Hormala actually having a drinking problem, a serious drinking problem, Camelush. And I do love the meme that's out, by the way. I have to say communism instead of communism. It's communism. You guys, you know what? They're ramping up the crazy for a reason, though. I really do believe they're ramping up the crazy. They want you to sit there and just be so shocked that they are willing to say that the FBI, that Donald Trump would weaponize the FBI against people. And that's not America. They want you to see this. They really do. And I do feel like they're still ramping it up for a reason. And I still feel like at the last minute, just like 2016, actually Trump's going to go in. I do, because they're just ramping it up so heavily. But anyway, the whole thing was crazy. They promised an even more lefty loony situation. So I thought that was bizarre, strange. Okay. I also wanted to bring this up too, because this is word on the street. Word on the street, and the people in the know are saying that they're waiting till after the election and they will lock down with the bisexual gay monkeypox. Okay, that they have put into a lab and actually done their damage to it to spin it out. And they actually, this will be a lie again, but they'll actually start locking down for the fall. And I do want to get your 2 cents on this, because I want to talk strategy with you. Because here's the deal. 888-673-1450. Here's the deal. Would they do that? Would they try to lock us down again? Even though I know you're probably thinking that there's no way they could get away with it, because Americans are now tired of all that. They don't want it again. There's only a select few even still running around with a mask on. They don't want it. And so what is the plan? The only way that makes sense to really try to do that, because all across America, it's all corrupt governors. Remember that. Okay. So the governors are going to tell the health departments, to the very corrupt health departments, to lock up, and the health departments are going to do it. Okay. They're going to try to do it. If that happens, the only reason is because they really got to implement that travel ID that they've been preparing for. They've really got to start implementing their digital ID cards. but they're going to have a reason to do it. No one's going to belly up to the bar right now. No one is going to put themselves in a situation where they're voluntarily going, yes, I can't wait to be part of your health ID. So the only reason I could see that actually them trying to do that would be in a worldwide, lockdown again, if they even tried to do it, is in preparation so that we get so fatigued and in preparation of their digital ID coming in 2025, in the summer of 2025. Some say winter. I say probably more summer. They're going to start really rolling that out. But people are going to have a reason to do it, right? They're going to have a reason to desire such tyranny for themselves. And they're going to have to play that game voluntarily. And the only thing I can see would be that, yeah, they'll try to lock us down for some incredibly big lie. Again, what would you do to stop that? What would you do in your little corner of the woods to make a difference this time? What would you do to right now prepare for that? I think at the very least you prepare because remember what happened last time, okay? I don't want anybody without preparation. I don't want anybody kind of caught with their pants down. I want to make sure that you're ready to roll if they were able to do it. But I want your voice on this. 888-673-1450. Go ahead, caller.
Flying monkeypox. These people, their credibility's shot.
I know.
They just don't know.
Yeah, I know
and it doesn't come back with the people. Sorry.
I know. Thank you. Appreciate it. I mean, I can't imagine people falling for this again. Hi, caller. Welcome to the show. Go right ahead.
Yeah, several factors here.
Mm-hmm.
What the conspiracy did in COVID-19 era was blame non-elected officials,
right.
health departments, and Food and Drug Administration, CDC, NIH, White House Task Force, and so forth, and not blame the elected officials. But what we all have to realize, all of those non-elected people in government were put there and overseen by elected officials. So you don't vote for any county commissioner, city councilman, state representative that isn't removing those people, and they have the ability to do that. And then you don't vote for Republicans and Democrats. Trump was led the way at the White House Task Force, telling day after day, praising people like Cuomo in New York for his lockdowns. So you don't vote for either one. Also, do what I do as much as I can. Talk to law enforcement people. Yeah. It's law enforcement that's going to enforce this. Also, they're going to enforce it through taking away work permit, business permits from the retail stores and so forth. We have to keep them open and ignore whether they have a license or not.
Thank you. I really appreciate the call. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I would talk to law enforcement. I would worry about your local community. That's where we save the country, and this is why no one ever mentions it. Okay. When was the last time you saw a piece from your local newspaper or local press that ever said save your community? Won't happen. Your community is going to be the one that locks you down. And what they're going to do is they're going to say, but our hands are tied, and we're going to beg for our freedom from the state. They don't have to. The thing to know about cities coming up, if they try to do it again, would be that cities can stand on their own. So do not listen to their excuses. There have been so many countless situations where cities, counties, have actually stood on their own and stood up to the state and expressed their sovereignty. So don't think for a second that they are bound to the state. Now, they've taken a lot of money and favors from the state, but they're not bound to the state, okay? I think, when it all first came down in 2020, we were telling businesses on the air, we need a sort of compact of at least 100 businesses in counties all across America, that no matter what happens, you will get together and you will say, we will not close. We all stand together, all 100 businesses or more. And it will give people the courage to then say, absolutely no, you have to go after all 100 of us. You actually have to try to sue us. You have to try to close us down. And what would the cops do in that situation? I actually think that the cops would actually observe that and maybe think about the fact that before they go in, before they try any muscle, before they try to do anything, that they would see at least 100 businesses in every county saying, we're not doing this. Maybe it would spark a little spark in them to hang back and not be part of that. This is their fellow man. And as we try to stand, we're going to need support. And I would say that before you ever give a dime to the very corrupt party system, that you seriously think about creating legal funds for people that stand up to the government and then have to utilize that legal fund to get out, okay? To get out of the situation, to hire a good lawyer. And I'm always shocked. I guess I shouldn't be, knowing the nature of lawyers, but I'm always shocked that we don't have more patriots in that field donating their time. That there isn't the same thing as a lot of the doctors do this, where they say, okay, I'll work with people that can't afford it, or I'll do services for people that couldn't afford it, as a small portion of their business. But I would love to see more attorneys step up to the plate. And I'd love to see more people with some cash step up to the plate, protect media that's free speech, and also to safeguard legal funds for those people that do stand. Because they're taking a big hit when they do it. But if 100 in each community do that, or if the town size, county size 50 or 300 businesses, if you went around to the businesses right now and said, if you stand, 99 more are going to stand with you, don't you think you would see more of that across America? Aren't those the kinds of solutions that we need moving forward because of the level of tyranny? Look what was just discussed at the DNC. The level of tyranny that they want to impose on people is insane. Okay? And it's not just with them, it's with our own Republican base too. It's all coming from both parties, because they're a uniparty in DC. And I know we get real tribal around elections. And I know if I say that, people get their bristle up. It's, ooh, don't say that because they're after us. So you don't need to be after us too. I get that sometimes. I'm not after it. I'm just trying to expose the truth. And the truth is, it's a uniparty. And we better start understanding that going forward. When you vote, you're voting the face of the country. You're saying, who do I want to be for the face of the country? We're not voting to save it, all right, in that vote. You're just saying, this is who I want as the face of the country, and then they select who they want to as the face of the country. Let's be real. Be right back.
Thanks for listening to The Kate Daly Show. All opinions